Well, but the bottom line, Maria, is think about the 2020 elections. Think about what he's done, weaponizing DAs and AGs against President Trump for election interference for lawfare. Think about where he has to pander to with the radical left that is starting to go to a pro-Hamas sympathizer type of ideology. He has to do whatever it is to succeed. He will do anything to win and stay in the White House. And he knows that when you look at the recent Gallup poll, 41% of the people are concerned about inflation and economy. Bidenomics is failing miserably. And President Trump is always known to be able to handle, build jobs, and increase the economy. So he knows that he must do whatever it is to win that plethora and that small percentage, which is why he wants to try and continue to do the replacement theory, bringing in illegals. But again, this is quid pro quo. I am tired of hearings. I am tired of the idea of one more piece of evidence. There is more than enough out there. The American people want results and accountability. I moved forward. I filed my articles of impeachment, and I asked my colleagues to join me in this.
Well, you also have what Mike Johnson is leading, the SAVE Act. Senator Lee also talked about the SAVE Act, but you are co-sponsoring a bill that passed the House last week that would add a citizenship question to the census and block illegal migrants from impacting redistricting and electoral college appointment processes. Congressman, tell us about this, because there's a lot of people who feels that that's one of the reasons that this administration has the border wide open, because you've got the census. This is counting more illegals, and it's getting better congressional districting for the Democrats.
Well, you said it right there, Maria, and I'm proud to have co-sponsored this piece of legislation which has passed the House that would stop illegals from actually being part of our census surveys, that would stop the redistricting lines, that would change how the demographics work with regards to congressional, state, and federal elected races. That would also include national races. And so even though they may or may not in certain states be allowed to actually participate in the elections, it still modifies the district lines. That's why they're flying them out to rural areas. That's why every state is a border state with 9+ million people coming across in the Biden administration. That's why they don't want to secure the border or impose Executive Order 212 Section F, which would unilaterally allow him to secure it. They want them to modify our elections. Again, it goes back to my impeachment articles or all the others. Joe Biden will do anything, weaponizing the government, weaponizing lawfare, keeping our borders open, increasing criminality. He will do anything to stay in office, and this is a gross abuse of power by the Biden administration.
Liz Peek.
Good morning, Congressman. I could not agree more that this idea of including illegals in the citizenship census is incredibly important. And the Supreme Court kind of basically delayed the opportunity of the Commerce Department back during the 2020 census from including this question about citizenship. I hope your bill is something that the Republicans will stay focused on, because there is no accountability for Democrat leaders of blue states like New York and California, which are losing enormous numbers of citizens because they can just replace those numbers by inviting in illegals via becoming sanctuary states. So I don't think voters actually understand the importance of this particularly, but I hope in the next Congress, if there is a Republican-led Senate, that this will also track with that group and that you will be able to push this forward, because I think it's unbelievably important.
Yes, it's not only unbelievably important and would modify our elections, but we also, this is just the first step in many that we need to take to include even Representative Brian Steele's bill, which is called the ACE Act. So that would also help with ensuring more election integrity. Again, the most important things in our lives isn't just what's in our bank account. It's our voice. It's our vote. And we must protect that and ensure election integrity so that we can actually guarantee that our voice is being heard. And this is the first step in doing so.
Do you think, can I just add one thing, Maria?
Please.
Do you think there's any appetite in the Senate amongst the Republicans for carrying that forward? Are they interested in this whole citizenship census issue?
Absolutely. I think there's a majority of the Republicans in the Senate who would support such a thing because they understand how this would even modify the presidential races as well as for their own. And so this is a big problem when you talk about the numbers that are crossing our borders per year.
Congressman, we appreciate your work. We're going to be watching your work. Thanks very much for being here this morning, Cory Mills.
Thank you, Maria.
All right. We'll be right back. Stay with us.